then sometimes I get into talking, like there's a friend of mine from college, didn't know she was a knitter and a crocheter.
Oh.
And it came out one day and I said, "You do that?" She knitted me the most beautiful shawl. And I said, "Girl, you know, I had no idea that was what you did." But see, people downplay those things. And it's
Right.
like, you don't have to be out here selling, but, don't be afraid to show that side, of
Right.
yourself. And that's
Yeah,
what the
sometimes it's just good to do something because it's fun to do and it's an outlet. You don't have to make everything a business.
No, and my thing is whatever level you want to be, if you want to just get the nerve up or just be around
Mm-hmm.
other artists and creatives that are doing their thing. And sometimes, and right now we're all about community. We need to be
Yes.
about community.
All right, so right now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to and reintroduce you to some others. Miss Sharon Burton. Now, she is not just an author; she is a creativity coach. Which Shanita said y'all
Yeah,
might
I
be
saw
cousins, but have the
that.
same last name. Well, now tell us, what is a creativity coach? Because you've been on the Horizons Author Lounge before, and
Yes.
you talked a bit about how you teach people how to tap into their creativity, and I thought that was really interesting. So I know we have some new people watching tonight. So can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Sure. And first of all, Dr. Rhonda, just want to thank you for doing the Black History Literary Weekend. I was, it's true, I met Dr. Rhonda mid last year, I think, in the middle of
Yeah.
the, no, almost a year, because I was on your show in it was in May. So we're
Oh
coming up on
wow.
a year. And I was turned on to you from PJ's, Tyra. Shout out to
Yes.
PJ's in Bowie, Maryland. And she had
Tyra was
told me,
one of our location last year, the
yeah,
PJ Coffee House, and she is such good people.
she is. I was trying to get to that event because I knew I was going to get a book out. And I was like, I need to find out about that. And anyway, she told me about you, found you on Instagram, started following you. And I was like, I love her energy. So, but thank you. And thank you for allowing me to be a part of the weekend. I think I'm so excited about it. And for all the reasons you mentioned earlier. I am a creativity coach. I am a certified creativity coach, so I'm not just somebody out here doing. Everybody is calling themselves a coach these days, and not much behind that. But I am. I'm also a visual artist and a poet. So not only do I work with creative people, particularly cultural creatives, those that work in musicians, authors, writers. Artists, all those types of folks. But I am one. So I bring my experience of being a visual artist that exhibits work and a poet that has had my work published to what I do. I work with people who have creative blocks or writer's block, those types of situations. And also, I work with people, particularly at midlife, who want to return to a creative life or want to launch a creative life. They're getting ready to retire. They got kids out of the house. They might have went through a life change, like a divorce or, a move. And, we're at a time where the creative economy is really kind of the thing. When I grew up and when I was coming out of high school, I envy these millennials and these Z folks because, they're, that, people tell them, you can do the creative thing and they making money off the creative thing. In the late 80s, that was not the case. It was more or less, you had to, everybody was shuffling you to business, healthcare,
Right.
engineering, those.
It's interesting that you say that. I had mentioned that on my show a couple weeks ago. is
Mhm.
that often we discourage our kids from pursuing
Art.
the creative arts.
Yeah,
We think, oh, you're not going to make any money doing that. You need to be a doctor. You need to be a lawyer. You need to join the army or something like that. And we forget that our young people can, or not just young people, anybody, you can still make money and you can still be happy pursuing your creative side.
Z folks, yeah.
Yeah,
The Generation Z, whatever. I'm an Xer. I'm a proud Xer, and you are too, aren't you, Dr. Rhonda? Come on,
I
let's
am.
represent the smallest group, and everybody forgets us. But anyway, so I wanted to do, and I agree with you, Dr. Rhonda. I was one of those kids. My dad, well-meaning, but he basically told us that, I know you want to go to art school, but basically, if you're going to use my money, you're not. You're going to
Mm.
go into a field that you can make money off. And he
You
wasn't
know,
mean about it. And he was
why
just
is it that why is it that when our kids say they want to play football or basketball, we're encouraging them to go to college? But
well,
when we say that I want to write or I want to do this or that, we try to talk them out of it.
conversation. Yes. We're all into that. And that's even less guaranteed because now, these young people are, I mean, they're doing stuff. I mean, it's creatives that are doing the TikTok stuff.
Yeah.
They're doing the graphic
And
artists, doing
making big money.
making big money, doing the videos for other people for online, that type of thing. But at the time I was coming out, a lot of that wasn't there. It was mostly maybe commercial art,
Yeah.
went into graphic design later. But it wasn't a whole lot. And unless you came from a family that had a lot of artists in it and they just believed in sending you to school, you didn't. So that was the story for a lot of people. We had to go out there and make money. We raised our families. We did what we had to do. We became adults and did adult things. And now
Mm-hmm.
a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people want to come back and really, you know, um, get involved with their own creativity. And, times have changed. They're seeing people doing it. They want to, I loved painting when I was in high school, and now I haven't done it in years, and I wonder if I can do it. Or, does it feel
Wow.
right at 65 to be doing these things? So what I do is work with those folks. Everything from, gaining the confidence that yes, you too can be an artist, and yes, you are an artist. You just may not think you are, but you are, and you can do it and make money. You can do it just for a hobby. No matter what you choose to do with your
Right.
creativity,
Right.
it's okay. It's in second. We're living in, as they say, very interesting times. So a
Absolutely.
lot of people don't realize that a creative practice can help you as a way of self-care. So I really do encourage people to, take out your guitar, take out your flute, take out your paint brushes and your camera, and use that as a way
You know.
for self-care. And see, that's the thing, even though I took a different route academically, both my
Mhm.
parents were very supportive of my sister and I. We both were artists, to do our art. And, it was funny because my own story was the basis of my book, Creative Sparks,
Mhm.
which is Creative Sparks 21 Affirmations and Inspiration for Creativity at Midlife. And I didn't go, I finished my master's degree. And right after that, within 6 months, I'm driving. I was living in Atlanta at the time. I'm driving past Atlanta School of Art, which is now part of Savannah School of Art. And I remember
Yeah.
something telling me, you need to go over there and and get art lessons again. And I'm like, because I was doing art ever since I was like 3 years old. And I remember saying, and at that time I was just 30. So, I'm like, I'm going to be in a classroom of a bunch of young people and blah, 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 and that's not going to be a good work. And am I really an artist anyway? I just thought I was an artist and blah, blah, all this other stuff, and it took me a few years. I had to slowly get into the art world. I started as a curator, and then I started as an art advisor working with people who wanted to collect art and
Okay.
all that. And then I decided to do this with creativity coaching because I had a lot of artist friends and people that I worked with exhibitions that would ask me different things. And I was like, I think I like this. And so that's why I moved. But I just kept running into friends and people that say, I really want to do that. I used to do this and that. And then sometimes I get into talking, like there's a friend of mine from college, didn't know she was a knitter and a crocheter.
Hmm.
And it came out one day and I said, you do that? She knitted me the most beautiful shawl. And I said, girl, you know, I had no idea that was what you did. But see, people downplay those things. And it's
Right.
like, you know, you don't have to be out here selling, but, you know, don't be afraid to show that side, you know,
Right.
of yourself. And that's
Yeah,
what
sometimes it's just good to do something because it's fun to do and it's an outlet. You don't have to make everything a business.
No, and my thing is whatever level you want to be, if you want to just get the nerve up or just be around
Mhm.
other artists and creatives that are doing their thing. And sometimes, and you know, right now we're all about community. We need to
Yes.
be about community. And with my book, with the affirmations and all that good stuff, this has affirmations to help you just encourage yourself to stay creative, to move past blocks, to deal with grief, to deal with self-care, to deal with all of that stuff. And I'm putting together a book club that kicks off this
Nice.
month on February 23rd. It's going to be for
Tell them
6
to
weeks.
come to the to the Ivory and Cream Affair.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm doing that.